Let us see next question. On 1st of January 2020, an open-ended scheme of the mutual fund had outstanding units of 300 lakhs with the NAV of 20 rupees 25 paise. At the end of the January, it issued 5 lakh units at opening NAV plus a load of 2% adjusted for dividend equalization. At the end of the February, it had repurchased 2,50,000 units at opening NAV less 2% exit load adjusted for dividend equalization. Entry load and exit load are kind of like the transaction cost which is supposed to be paid for the purpose of doing transaction by the investor. It had distributed 70% of the available income. In respect of January to March quarter, the following additional information is available. Value appreciation of the portfolio 460 lakhs. Income for January 24 lakhs. February income, March income. You are required to calculate. There are 4 questions. Income available for distribution, issue price at the end of the January, repurchase price at the end of the February, and closing net asset value at the end of the March. That is a question. I request all of you to go through the question, please. First of all, let us have understanding of the information of the question. The question is providing the information something like this, that on 1st of January 2020, there were 300 lakh units outstanding at the rate NAV 20 rupees 25 paise. At the end of the January, at the end of the February, at the end of the March. 3 transactions have been given to us. The first is on this date, so there is an issue of 5 lakh number of units. It has been given at the rate of opening NAV, that is 20 rupees 25 paise plus 2% entry load, that is a kind of transaction cost which is required to be paid by the investor, adjusted for dividend equalization. And of course friends, this portion is new for you. How to incorporate the same in calculation, I am just explaining that to you in the time to come. At the end of the February, that is 29th of February, redemption of 2,05,000, that is 2,50,000 number of units at opening NAV minus 2% exit load, again adjusted for the dividend equalization. On 31st of March, it is like distributing 70% of the income available, like that information is given. And on monthly basis, the income is provided to us for January, for February, and for March. We can say that, say, at the beginning of the January, friends, you don't have to write anything. Let me explain to you first of all. At the beginning of the January, the number of units outstanding is 300 lakhs. This is what we understand is the units outstanding at the beginning of year. So what is the income per unit? Use your calculator. 24 lakhs upon 300 lakhs. We understand that, say, unit holders of the January beginning is 300 lakhs, and so the income of January is 24 lakhs. So per unit it comes to 8 paise. Then it has been given that, say, at the end of the January, it issued 5 lakh number of units additionally. So in that case, the number of units increases to 305 lakhs at the beginning of February. Income of February is 36 lakhs. Number of units are 305 lakhs. So income per unit is 11.80 paise per unit. Okay, out of 305 lakhs, we understand that, say, at the end of the February, 2,50,000 number of units have been redeemed. So use a calculator. 305 minus 2.5, that comes to 302.5 lakhs. So again use your calculator. 47 lakhs upon 305 lakhs, that comes to 0.1541. This is what we understand is the income on per unit basis. This is the way, say we have computed the income per unit for January, for February and for March. How it is relevant for the purpose of doing answer, I just explained that to you. Now there are a few questions provided to us. I just have a question to all of you, that at the end of the January, what must be the issue price of this number of units? Just can you write in the chat box that what must be the issue price of the units at the end of the January? See, the language of the question speaks like this. It had issued 5 lakh number of units at opening NAV, that is 20 rupees 25 paise, plus load of 2% means entry load of 2%, adjusted for dividend equalization. So based on this information, I request you to write in the chat box that what must be the issue price of the units at the end of the January. So friends, we understand that say the units which we are issuing at the end of the January, from them, so what is the amount that say we will be collecting on per unit basis? It is 20 rupees 25 paise plus 2% entry load. So into 2%, that comes to 0.405, plus they will be issued the units which is at par for the existing unit holders. And we understand that say for the existing unit holders, NAV must have increased by the income of January, that is 8 paise. So plus 0.08. This is the way we can compute the NAV per unit for the issue at the end of the January. So 20.25 plus 0.405 plus 0.08, that comes to 20.735. That is the way we are supposed to say collect an amount from the new investor at the end of the January. Friends, importantly over here we understand the word dividend equalization stands for the income on the per unit basis is required to be adjusted at the time of issue or at the time of the redemption. That is the way over here, so we are required to understand the effect of the dividend equalization. See, even though the word dividend equalization is given, however we have to understand, see, it speaks about the income on per unit basis. Now friends, number of times I come across to a question from students like this, that sir, the value appreciation of the portfolio is 460, that is 460 lakhs during this 3 months. Aren't we supposed to consider the effect of this portfolio appreciation in NAV per unit? That is the kind of question to which I come across. Then I would like to tell you something like this. See, the first of all, the bifurcation is not given. That's this value of, that is increase in the value of the portfolio. From that, say what is the appreciation in January, what is the appreciation in February, and what is the appreciation in March. That is not given to us. That is also one of the reasons by which we are ignoring it. Now somebody may have a point that, sir, if at all we assume that it is in equal over the 3 months, in that case, can we consider the value of the increase in the portfolio for NAV calculation? Then again I would like to say that no, we will not consider it. Why? Because you can see that the question says that it issued 5 lakh number of units at opening NAV plus 2% entry load adjusted for dividend equalization. So there are 3 components. One is opening NAV, which we have considered. Entry load, that is we have considered. Instead of dividend, like in absolute term, we have considered the income, like in order to make it at par. This is the way we are supposed to say consider the language of the question to compute the issue price. Language of the question clearly ignores the increase in the portfolio value, so even I am ignoring say this calculation. Now I want you to tell me that what must be the repurchase price at the end of the February. Language of the question speaks that we are repurchasing, we are redeeming 2,50,000 number of units at opening NAV. As per institute suggested answer, this opening NAV is taken on 1st of January. That is an amount of 20.25 minus 2% exit load adjusted for the dividend equalization, that is adjusted for the income of January and February both. Why? Because over here, so the NAV is taken on like 1st of January. Again, you may have a question that, sir, can we take the opening NAV on 1st of February? Then I would like to reply to that question that say I am going with the institute suggested answer, wherein they have done the interpretation of this opening NAV as the NAV on 1st of January. So please write in your chat box that say what must be the redemption price of the unit on 29th of February 2020. Let us have understanding that say how to make the computation of the redemption price. Dear students, this answer is now comparatively simple. It is opening NAV 20 rupees 25 paise minus exit load 40.5 paise. Then we are required to give the compensation of the income of January, and we are required to give the compensation for the income of February for the unit holders who are redeeming the investment. So kindly use a calculator. 20.25 minus 0.405 plus 0.08 plus 0.1180. That comes to 20.043. That is the redemption price per unit. This is what we understand. We understand logic over here is that the unit holders who are redeeming the investment at the end of the February, to them will give the opening NAV, income for the month of January, income for the month of February, and then exit load is supposed to be deducted. That is the way we are supposed to make the calculation. Again, the increase in the value of the portfolio, so that advantage is not passed on to those unit holders as per the given information. Now friends, the question is providing the information that the mutual fund is distributing 70% of its available income, like that information is given. So whatever is the available income, of that 70% is passed on to the unit holders say at the end of the 31st of March, like that information is given. So let us have understanding that say what is the amount of the dividend income paid to the unit holders. I want you to write in the chat box that what must be the amount of the dividend that would be distributed at the rate of 70%. Please write in the chat box. Now we understand that say the amount of the dividend can be calculated like this. Going again with the language of the question, wherein it specifies that it had distributed 70% of its available income when at the end of the March, like that information is given. So we can make the computation of the answer like this. There are two methods by which we can do the answer. You do not have to write anything once again. That is make you writing everything properly in detail later on. See what happens that you can understand something like this. Income of January is 24 lakhs. Income of February is 36 lakhs. Income of March is 47 lakhs. So the total is 107 lakhs. So your starting point is 107 lakhs. Plus, listen carefully what I am going to speak. At the end of the January, you have issued 5 lakh number of units. From this 5 lakh number of units, you have asked from them to compensate for this 8 paise. So the amount available for the distribution increases. 5 lakhs into 0.08 minus, you redeemed on 29th of February 2,50,000 number of units, and that is at that point of time you have paid this amount, that is 8 paise plus 11.8 paise. So it is 0.08 plus 0.1180. So what will happen, we understand that it is 107 lakhs plus 5 lakhs into 0.08, that comes to 40,000, and certain amount of the income that you already have paid, that is 0.08 plus 0.118 into 2,50,000, that is 49,500. So 107 lakhs plus 40,000 minus 49,500, that comes to 1 crore 6 lakhs 90,500, or we can say it is 106.905 lakhs. This is the way you can compute the answer, or otherwise you can make the computation of the answer like this. Listen me carefully. We know that say from 300 lakh units it increases to 305 and it reduces to 302.5 lakhs, and we already have found income per unit. What is the income per unit of this 3 months in total? 0.08 plus 0.118 plus 0.1541, that comes to 0.3521, that is 35.21 paise. So what will happen? 35.21 paise multiplying with 302.5 lakhs. Here is 302.5 lakhs. So use a calculator. 3521 into 302.5, and product of both of them is 106.51025 lakhs. That is also the way we can make the calculation. Friends, there is slight error over here in the computation. It is 0.1554. That is 47 lakhs divided by 302.5 lakhs. That is 0.1554. So 0.08 plus 0.118 plus 0.1554. That is 0.3534. That is 35.34. That is paise. So over here it is 0.3534 into 302.5 lakhs, and the answer comes to 106.9035 lakhs. It is only due to approximation, there is a marginal difference of like 15,000, otherwise exactly these two answers will match. I am repeating both the methods. See, the first method, what happens at say, first of all we make the computation of the total income during this 3 months that say we have earned. In that say we add the income that say we have collected from the new units that we have issued, and say we deduct the income that say we have paid for the redemption of the units. At the end of the January we issued units, so we have collected 8 paise per unit for the new units. We have issued 5 lakh units, so 40,000 rupees is income available for the purpose of distribution. At the end of the February, we understand that the January income and February income are distributed. So what happens that this is the amount of the dividend which is paid to the unit holders, and ultimately say we are having this amount which is say available for distribution. This is in respect of the first method. In the second method it's very simple. The income per unit multiplying with the number of units outstanding. Number of units outstanding as on 31st of March is 302.5 lakhs, and total of the income during this 3 months on per unit basis is 35.34 paise. This is the way we can make the calculation of answer. Now we understand that so the 70% of that is paid in form of dividend. So the amount of the dividend is 106.905 lakhs into 0.70. So 106.905 into 70%. That comes to 74.8335 lakhs. This is the way the amount of the dividend is calculated. Now I want you to calculate that what must be the NAV per unit on 31st of March. Let us do one thing. Let us write all these answers. So before we proceed for the last answer, that is NAV per unit. So friends, over here the questions are in the sequence. The first is the income available for distribution. That is the last answer that we have found. Issue price at the end of the January, repurchase price at the end of the February, and lastly we are required to find the closing NAV. So let us write first of all answer for this three, and then I would like you to answer this question in the chat box. So let us write down answer. Answer for the first question. So answer of the first question, in that write down income available for distribution. In the write down working note number 1, calculation of income per unit on monthly basis. So in that, month column number 1, income column number 2, and income per unit column number 3. So in the column of month it is January, it is February, and it is March. January income is 24 lakhs. February income is 36 lakhs. And March income is 47 lakhs. Income per unit, that we can compute like this. It is 24 lakhs upon 300 lakhs. That comes to 8 paise. Next, it is 36 lakhs divided by 305 lakhs. That is 300 lakhs plus 5 lakhs. That is the number of units issued at the end of the January. So 36 upon 305, that comes to 11.80 paise. Next is 47 lakhs divided by, we understand that say 302.5 lakhs. That is 300 lakhs plus 5 lakhs minus 2,50,000. So we understand 300 plus 5 minus 2.5, 302.5. 47 upon 302.5 is 0.1554. See, as we are doing this like the round off, that is the reason say the above answer was not exactly matching. So this is a way, so the income per unit is supposed to be found, and then we'll total it 0.08 plus 0.118 plus 1554, that comes to 35.34 paise. That is income on per unit basis. Please write down answer. Now working note number 2, or we can say that's the answer of the question, that is income available for distribution. Income available for distribution. Dear students, as per the explanation given by me, it can be calculated by two methods. It is method number 1, wherein income per unit multiplying with number of units. Income per unit is 35.34 paise into number of units are 302.5 lakhs. So it is 302.5 into 0.3534. So 106.9035 lakhs. This is the way we can compute the income available for distribution. At the same time, there is an alternative method, that is method number 2, wherein income from January to March plus amount received for income compensation minus amount paid again for income compensation. That is what we understand. So income for these 3 months is 24, 36, 47. 24 lakhs plus 36 lakhs plus 47 lakhs. Plus we understand at the end of the January we have issued 5 lakh number of units, multiplying with, so the income per unit is 8 paise. That is what we have recovered from them. Minus 2,50,000 into, we have paid 8 paise and 11.8 paise. This is the way we are required to make the computation of answer. So kindly use your calculator. (24 plus 36 plus 47). That comes to 107 lakhs. Plus we have received 40,000 minus 2,50,000 into 0.1980. So 107 lakhs plus 40,000 minus 2,50,000 into 0.198. That comes to 49,500. So 107 lakhs plus 40,000 plus 49,500. That comes to rupees 1 crore 6 lakhs 90,500. This is the way we can compute the income available for distribution with the second method. Answer for both methods are not exactly matching because we have done some approximation over here. That is the reason. For my further calculation, I am taking this as base randomly. There is no as such like deep thought about it. So you can take any one of the value. This is the way the answer is found. Now answer for the second question is extremely simple. Issue price at the end of January. It is opening NAV plus entry load plus adjustment for dividend equalization. That is what we understand. What is opening NAV? 20 rupees 25 paise. Entry load is 20 rupees 25 paise into 2% plus adjusted for dividend equalization is only for the income of January. Why? Because the units are issued at the end of the January and the January month income is 8 paise per unit. Okay. So please use your calculator. 20 rupees 25 paise plus 40.5 paise plus 0.08. That is 20.735 paise. This is the way the issue price at the end of the January is supposed to be found. Third, redemption price at the end of February. Again, it is very simple, friends. That is consisting of the three components. It is opening NAV minus exit load plus income of January and February. What is opening NAV? 20 rupees 25 paise minus 0.405 plus income of January is 8 paise. Income of February is 11.80 paise. So 20.25 minus 0.405, that comes to 19.845. This time it is a redemption, so we will redeem at a lower value. 0.08 plus 0.118. 0.1980. $19.845, that is 20.043. This is the redemption price at the end of the February. So we have done the three questions. Now I want you to make the computation. What is the net assets at the end of the March? Please write your answer in the chat box. Let us have understanding, let's say, how to make the calculation of answer for the closing net assets on 31st of March. So the heading write down. Calculation of closing net asset at the end of March. Column number 1 particulars, column number 2 amount. In the particulars column I am writing opening NAV. Dear students, we know that it is 300 lakhs and NAV per unit is 20 rupees 25 paise. That comes to 6075 lakhs. And value appreciation of the portfolio. Value appreciation of portfolio. It is 460 lakhs. Again add income. In bracket I am writing January to March. Income for the month of January is 24 lakhs, 36 lakhs and 47 lakhs. So 24 plus 36 plus 47. That comes to 107 lakhs. Again add amount received at the end of January. 5 lakh units into what is the issue price? 20.735. This is the amount received. 5 into 20.735. That comes to 103.675. Less redemption value at the end of February. It is 2,50,000 number of units into the redemption price is 20.043. So 2,50,000 into 20.043. That comes to 50.1075. 50.1075. Again less dividend paid it has been given that the 70% of the income available is distributed. So we understand that it is 106.905 lakhs into 70%. So the answer is 74.8335. This is the way, so the amount of the dividend paid will be deducted. That's it. So opening NAV plus so the amount received plus income plus the value of the portfolio appreciation minus the amount paid at the end of the February and the dividend payment. Net of all of this is the net asset value. And I think that the question speaks that say you are required to compute the closing net assets only. If at all we are required to compute that on the per unit basis, it will be simply divided with 302.5 lakhs. This is the way we are required to do answer. Please take down answer. So this is the way the net asset is calculated. So please use your calculator. 6075 plus 460 plus 107 plus 103.675 minus 50.1075 minus 74.8335. That comes to net assets. That is answer 6620.734. So net asset value per unit, if at all you want to calculate, very simple. Nothing is great to be done in that case. It is the net asset that we already have found, 6620.734 divided by 302.5 lakhs. With that, NAV per unit can be found. It is 21.8867. That is the way the NAV per unit is found. Now many a times friends, what happens at the start of the question paper, number of times it is provided that say you are required to do answer in this number of decimals. If at all such kind of clarification is made, then you just be conscious to make sure that say you are doing answer as per the requirement. As far as this question is concerned, nowhere any clarification is provided with respect to the number of decimals, but still you just make sure that say if at all such kind of clarification is made, then in that case you are doing answer as per their instruction. Let us have the revision of the entire answer. The very first answer that say we are required to make the computation is the income available for distribution. That is the first question that say they have provided. So we compute first of all the income per unit. The income per unit is the income of that month divided by the number of units at the beginning of the month, because those unit holders have contributed for generating income of that month, January, February and March. Then income available for distribution, that is calculated as say the income per unit into outstanding number of units at the end of the 3 months. That's it. Or otherwise you may do working like this. If at all you want to do a detailed working, that is the total income plus income that you have received from the unit holders at the end of the January for compensation of the January month income minus the amount that we have paid in form of redemption value to the unit holders to whom you have redeemed at the end of the February. Next is the issue price at the end of the January, that is opening NAV plus entry load plus like the amount to be compensated for the dividend, that is the income of the January month. Redemption price at the end of the February, same logic is applicable. Opening NAV minus exit load plus income for January and February that is required to be compensated to them. Next is the closing NAV, that is the net asset at the end of the March. This is a detailed working. Dear students, over here we have discussed that say there is a lacuna in the information of the question, let's say about the portfolio appreciation on monthly basis. There is a lacuna that say the question does not provide the compensation for the unit holders who are redeeming at the end of the February, or to be compensated from the unit holders who are adding in the month of January for the portfolio value appreciation. So we are just ignoring it. This question has already been asked by institute in examination, wherein they have supported this kind of suggested answer. So it's very simple. Opening net asset plus income during this 3 months, amount received, appreciation of the portfolio minus redemption value minus the payment of the dividend. So net asset divided by number of units is net asset value. One more thing that I would like to tell to all of you very honestly, that I believe that whenever you do this kind of question for once with me, you have an idea that say how the question is supposed to be done. Yet I think that say you are not competent enough to do this answer in examination. So before examination you must do practice of this kind of question. Practice in a way that say looking to the question and looking to the answer? No. Looking to the question, you try to do answer, you may do it in rough, at least you write certain values. And then compare your answer with the answer that you already have written. And that is the true way that you have to do practice. Because when you look at the answer along with the question, then in that case you are not able to realize that there may be certain things that you may not be able to do it independently when you are required to do it independently. So I think that honestly you should be having the revision, otherwise that kind of revision is misleading for you. You feel that the subject is over or the topic is over, but actually you will not be able to do such things in examination.